The content and opinions shared on Talking Random Bitch are intended for entertainment and informational purposes. They reflect the personal views of the host and guests and do not constitute professional advice or represent any affiliated organization.
We're talking randomly. Talking random. We're talking randomly. Talking random.
It seems today in today's time, we have advanced so much technologically and all this. There should not be a place that an individual with a disability can't go and can't work. There should be a place for every person that wants to be gainfully employed. There should be a place for them. And my question is, why are there not a place for them? See, I have another mayor candidate coming in here next week. And I'm gonna put that question out there. And my mayor candidates, Dr. Lakeisha, Dexter, Fisher, Tim, Denny, Sharon Miller, Myra, I can't pronounce your last name. That should be something that's on y'all's agenda to make sure that people with disabilities have the same opportunities as everyone else. We don't fault for the gays to have rights. The community, we have fought to make sure they have rights. Now, we can't do the same thing for the disabled.
And be mindful, and I share this with people as well, a large portion of the individuals in the developmental disability community, they vote. Marquis is a registered voter. He has a say in you taking a seat because cognitively he is able to understand, so he is able to vote. I have not had my son declared mentally incompetent because he is not.
He's not. He's not.
Yeah, you can see that he clearly can articulate for himself. And in certain instances, that is necessary for legal reasons, whatever the case may be. But that's not the case with him. So he has a voice in those mayoral candidates that are coming.
Absolutely.
He will vote, and I take him to vote. So, don't overlook that portion of your vote. They matter.
And then the other players that I had said, they Target by Atlanta Highway. Yeah. They don't want to hire people with it.
The Target, it's been a challenge at some of the places, and so
Target don't want to do a lot of things, and Target done lost a lot of money.
Yeah,
with people.
Yeah, so I told them about that. So we are just trying to keep our head up and go to places.
Seems like Target would be the last people that wouldn't want to service or help someone.
Yeah, but that's
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. Mm-hmm. Come on. I know that's your baby. I know you have anxiety when you're not with your baby. What do you do for you? Because this is this is hard. And I know it's your life. I know it has drawn you closer to God, and you don't regret now day of it. But this is hard.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear when you said that? He said, her doctor told her that. The doctor had asked me that. And the doctor in which he's speaking of is my therapist.
Okay.
So I found myself, and I'm transparent because I don't have an issue because, as my mama said, can't nobody tell my story better than I can tell my story.
Absolutely.
So literally for me.
Evelyn said nothing.
Yeah,
my sister. Evelyn said you do nothing.
That is my sister, and she is 100% correct. And so, but let me say, let me dial back because we gotta correct that.
Okay.
In a basic visit to my doctor, nothing major, and I love my doctor to death. And just had a basic conversation, and she said, "Are you okay?" And my normal response would have been, "Yeah, I'm okay," because I'm on autopilot. And in that moment, I couldn't answer her, and I literally just broke down in tears. That was my mental health coming to the forefront.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she said, "Absolutely not. We're going to get you some help." And so she made the recommendation, and I went into therapy for a while. And so first couple of visits with my therapist, he just let me talk and get it all out. And so I think maybe on the third visit, he said, "You know what? You told me that you are a mother, a wife, a caregiver, granddaughter, all of the things." He said, "I don't hear you say you do anything for yourself." He said, "So your assignment, when you come back next week," he said, "you have 7 days before I see you again. I want you to do one thing for yourself. No matter what that is, you need to do something for yourself. Because you can't be the best mom, the best wife, the best teacher, the best stylist, the best, you can't be the best at those things until Allison is at her best."
Absolutely.
And so I found something to do for myself, and I did okay with that for a while. And then life was lifing, and I got busy, and I pushed me to the side again. And nothing, as my sister said, has been my norm until recently. Recently, someone else shone the light and said, "Hey, what you been doing for the last 30 years?" And so, they have come together to try to help me put the focus back on me, and still be supportive of my son, but learn to live again.
Absolutely.
And so that has been super refreshing, but I had to learn to do it because I felt a lot of guilt about doing simple things.
Yes.
So, like, I love to get my nails done, and I would be at my nail appointment stressing, like, I wish they would hurry up and get done so I can get back home. Now, he would be fine at home with his staff, 100%. And he doesn't have separation anxiety.
Yeah.
I would be the one wanting to hurry up and get back home. When I get back home, Marquis would be fine. It was just, I felt a lot of anxiety and guilt about doing things for myself and being away from him. And so things have been a little bit different lately. And so last month, I got a chance to take an actual trip. I went to New Orleans for Valentine's, and I was away from Marquis for 2.5 days. I stressed, he stressed. We made it, and so that sister that texted in, she was the caregiver. She had Marquis for the weekend, and it was to the point she was like, "Don't call us again. I'm blocking you, don't call. Quit calling us, he's fine." And I think one time, I don't know if she took his phone, because he called me several times too, but at one point I didn't hear from him, and I didn't stress too bad. I knew he was fine, but it's just the separation anxiety and things. But I have to learn to take care of me for my mental health, because it's important. That's why I said,
because if you don't, listen from my story, if you don't take care of your mental health, you will destroy yourself. Because I tried to destroy myself, because I'm not saying that you would do that, but it would make you sick. And I was sick because I didn't take care of mine. And mine was all about making sure I can take care of my kids, making sure I can take care. And I'll never forget, my homeboy used to tell me, he said, "Rick, I know you want to take care of your kids, but if you don't take care of yourself, there's nothing you can do for your kids." But I couldn't understand that, because these are my kids, and they didn't ask to be here, so I'm trying to get out here and trying to struggle and and make sure my kids are, and to be called a no good dad. That you can call me anything in the world, but that right there, and I felt, but I was doing this to myself. This wasn't nothing. I was doing this because of the pressure that I put on myself. You have to. He's okay. That young man is all right.
We have a great village and wonderful support. My mom, my dad before he passed, and then my sisters and Evelyn is Marquis thinks she can do no wrong. And the funny thing is, At one time, he had a real bad session with the seizures, and we didn't talk about that, like the epilepsy. He ended up going to Medical College of Georgia, having to be life flighted there, and they gave him so much meds and put him down. So when they took the tubes and everything out of him, he couldn't sit up, and speech wasn't there. And so after about a day, when he was able to speak, the first thing he said was, "Mama, Lynn." He was asking for my sister. And so even now, if I have something to do, he said, "Oh, Mama Lynn can do it." So she's his automatic go-to as far as when I say support. And so sometimes when I need a little break or just want to do something, especially like when I was able to go to New Orleans, I knew that I could count on her. My other sisters and stuff, they helped and support, but I knew that she could do it as close to what I would do, and I was very comfortable with that, and he is very comfortable with her. So that affords me an opportunity now to do some things for myself.
She just took me out there.
Yeah, so so me doing some things for myself and developing some independence away from him has allowed him to go and do some things, and so thus the young man is dating now. So his life is evolving, and but I had to learn it's okay to let go. As I said earlier, my friend said you got to cut the cord.
You got to cut the cord.
And so those are some things that he
So how was that?
How was your day?
I see you smiling. I see you smiling.
It was like she took us to testimonials out there, and then we went to Walmart because I'm a greener. I like Walmart.
Okay.
So she
y'all went out to eat and then y'all went shopping, right?
Walmart, and then I had my money, but
don't tell all the secrets.
Like,
don't tell all the secrets.
Can't tell everything.
Just let them know you that was your second date, right?
Yeah, that was my second date.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to do it. I don't know if I'm gonna try to do it maybe like the first week of April.
So he's planning he is developing, getting his own independence, doing things, and so I'm super happy for him. That's my baby, and so he's not a baby, but he's the only baby I have. But it brings me a lot of joy to see him developing and going in that way, because again, individuals with developmental disabilities, they want to live life as well. They want to live life, so you got to give them the opportunity.
I watched a show. It's on Netflix. It's Dating on the Spectrum.
I absolutely love it. Yes.
It's
everybody needs to see it because they want to experience love like the next person.
Yes.
And then there's another movie that I would suggest for everyone to look at. It's called The Other Sister. And it is a beautiful story of a young lady finishing high school, wanting to go to college, and mom is so afraid to let her go. Dad is on the other side, let her live. She'll be all right. She can manage.
Yeah.
And so there was a struggle within the home, but she was able to go. And while she was taking classes at the Polytech College, which is probably some basic courses, she met a young man. They dated. They fell in love. They eventually ended up getting married. But it's just a beautiful story to watch someone with developmental disabilities find love with someone that was like them. And for them, it was just the simplicity of friendship and love.
Absolutely.
And so they didn't have all the other stuff that we have on the table with dating and stuff. But it's a beautiful story, and I always tell people, you want to see something, just look at that movie. That's a good Saturday. Watch it. And then that Dating on the Spectrum is awesome. It's called The Other Sister.
Yeah, you got please.
It maybe it's so old.
I mean, please, I got
really good one.
And I watch one of my favorite shows is The Big Bang Theory.
Lord, yes. I just started watching it.
And
it's great.
But it has allowed me to see and get an idea. Like I said, because I don't have, but it allows
because we're oblivious to it if you don't deal with it every day. But once you open your mind to it, you're like, oh my gosh, what? And it's so simple, and it's just I I always give the example of a particular car that you haven't ever really paid much attention to, but then once you get one, then you start seeing them everywhere. You start seeing them
It's
everywhere.
the Bronco I got.
Yeah.
The color.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking. I walked in, seen this color. I was, oh my. And then once I started driving,
Now
I
you
said,
see
no,
them
everybody loves this dog.
Yes.
Now I want the colors.
Yeah. And so that's kind of how it is. Once you see it, and then you think, wait. And so seeing that light bulb go off, and then you're able to recognize those things. And so for Marquis, not necessarily the dating, but once we started talking about his disabilities and different things that different people had, and we would go places and he'd say, "Mama, does that man have CP?" And I said, "I think so." Or he'll say, "Does she have Down syndrome?" Because there's some physical things you're able to recognize, and so just little things like that he's able to recognize. But he also knows these are my people. This is my tribe. These are my friends.
Yes.
So
and then I went to I think it was reference one day, and it was she was I guess a reader. She was on the door, and I didn't,
he saw the greeter there, and he recognized I think she had Down.
Yeah.
So he's
And then
able to pick things out.
And then when I worked for Biddy and Bowes, they had 2 kids, which I didn't know this. They also had it, because when I looked at the video, I was like, oh, they got things. Oh, okay.
Marquis will often reference and say, "Mama, they got things going on." I said, "Yes, they have things going on." Because he doesn't necessarily know to say this particular developmental delay, are they on the autism spectrum, or they have CP, or they have Downs, or ADHD, things like that. But he'll say, "Mama, they got things going on." And I say, "Yeah, baby, they got things going on."
Marquis, what is some of the things that you like doing?
I like coloring.
Okay.
I like coloring.
Me too.
I like coloring. I like to get I will get the grocery, I put up the grocery. Like if I get like snacks from Walmart, I put them down on the lower cabinet.
Lord, yeah. He likes to organize.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I tease with him, I call him the estate manager, because he'll remind me, "Hey, Mama, we need this. Put this on the list." We don't go to Walmart without a list that Marquis has made out. So he likes to do those things. What else do you like to do?
I like I brought up the washcloths.
Okay.
Like the laundry.
Like when they invented. I don't wash clothes. I don't wash clothes. But I do put up the silverware at home after eating.
He likes to clean up and help me around the house, and he'll ask me, "Mama, what can I do?" And especially when I'm in the kitchen, you like to do what? You like to cook, right?
Yeah, I like to cook.
Okay.
Like I had a good dinner last night. She made me a salad. I had a salad. I usually do like salad and like baked chicken. I try to lay off for it. Try to eat like a lot more healthier.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, me.
That's important for us. But and you like to cook and eat.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. So let me ask this, because Mr. Rick was wanting to know some things that you like to do. You like to plan events, don't you?
Oh yeah, I like playing events.
You like to round the troops up.
Okay.
Most of the family, he likes to do, family events. And most of the time, it's just us getting together. Somebody bring a couple dishes, we all eat and hang out together. It's very nice.
So family is very important to you.
Yeah, it's very important. And like sometimes they might say, well, we can't. Sometimes they might tell us we cannot come this weekend because we're traveling to this. Because sometimes they might say, well, we can't come this weekend because they might have like basketball games or football. I mean, like, I understand, but like when I don't see them for a couple days, I start to like, this thing coming. Like those kind of things, I start wondering, like, feel like are they not coming about it? Are they not calling? Like,
they get busy.
So, what's going on?
Yeah. Okay.
What you don't like to miss on Sunday?
Sunday morning church.
Yes, sir.
Please. And no, I don't. No, I had to miss this past Sunday because I think you feeling the best. So I don't like to miss it. But if the weather is not, if it's raining, we don't go. If it's not raining, we do go. We try to always be like committed.
So can you explain to the people why, if it's raining, why we can't go?
Oh, if it's raining, we can't go because I try not to get about my chair wet.
Right, because some church locations, our particular church, we have people that will come and help me with him. I love my church. That will come and help me with him. However, that's not the case at all churches, and so sometimes getting from the car and inside the building, we're going to get soaked because it's a process of unloading him down that ramp and me letting the ramp up and securing the vehicle and getting inside. And so if it's raining, we know that's out for us. If it's a normal day, we move in the cold, we don't mind that, but in the rain, not so much. But
we
so
do
little
go,
things like that are
we
just.
do go.
Well, we got a nice ramp at Cliff Grove.
Okay.
Down at Washington Jones.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I know
Pastor
what
Truck.
I know what
Yes, sir. We got a nice ramp.
All right.
We got a nice one. Yes,
But
sir.
the other church, I was right about this, but we normally visit Cornerstone. They have a thing too.
Yeah, they have an overhang so you can unload right there and not forget. But that's not the case at all of them. And so there are days when the weather matters, where you and I can just throw on a coat and run or get the umbrella. So imagine him driving his chair and I got the umbrella trying to keep him from getting
But
wet.
we did, one of our members, he did come out and get me one Sunday. He held the umbrella for me. And when they gave me my, when they brought the band, because they brought the band to me, this is like the dress part about it. When they brought this, they brought it to me last year, because they called and asked about our address and whatever. So they brought it to me, and the guy, he pulled up in it. I try not to say nothing to people because sometimes, how you be like, really, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when he pulled up in it, I know he was because he's our church member. So I'm looking at him like, really? So he called me and he said, Mom, are you at home? She said, I am. And he just thought she might have just in there washing dishes or whatever. So he called and said, I'm outside. Bring me outside. So when he pulled up, the van is pulled up like we normally do. And he showed to me, he said, the ramp is on it, the tie downs, the seatbelt, and the trunk put like groceries in the bag. So when he left, he said, I'm gonna put the title in your hand and the title and the key. I looked at the man and his wife. I said,
So the backstory to that is the other chair that I was telling you about that I would have to put together and get him in and of course go inside and we do 90 minutes of church service and then ready to do it again with the second service. So we come outside and I gotta reverse it and put him in the car and break the chair down. And by the time I sit down and get ready to leave, I'm exhausted.
Yes.
And so, but that was our norm. And again, we just do it because we have been doing it for, ever.
Yeah.
And so this particular Sunday, one of the members called and said, are you at home? And I said, yeah, we're at home. And he showed up. And they came, he said, Marquis here? I said, yeah. He said, bring him outside. And so Marquis came outside. The van was parked. And he said, that's for you, buddy. And so I had started a GoFundMe page, and some people had given them, we were building it up, but those the transition vans are super expensive, and I was doing what I had to do, lifting him because I could not actually afford one at the time. And so the gentleman said to me, he said I saw you struggling with him every Sunday. He says, and I said to God, it ain't right. He said, and God said to me, do something about it because you can. And so he bought the van and brought the van to us and put the keys in my hand and put the title in Marquis' hand and said, that's for you. And so when I say, I just say, God, show me how.
Yes.
He always comes through. And
Absolutely.
so for me, I tell him God has always come through.
That's what she always tried to tell me that, and I have to kind of always remember to tell me all the time, he does not fail. I have to always remind him. I have to always tell me.
Absolutely.
Does not fail, not sometimes.
Absolutely.
He's not gonna fail you. And I said, no matter what it looks like, we waiting on that fourth quarter, last couple of minute blessing. Because he'll come through. And so I've been telling Marquise, even with the job thing, God is fashioning something specific for you. So, and I know it's uncomfortable, the waiting. It's uncomfortable for us with basic waiting or whatever the case may be. And I said, but he's always come through. And so I remind him for the obvious example of that van, because it was such a struggle for us, and I was just trying to figure, how am I going to get so much money together, even just for a decent down payment, so that the payments on the van are not astronomical for me, and still trying to survive. And so that was the whole thing with the GoFundMe. But God worked it out. He said, let me show you what I do, because your math ain't mathing.
Yeah.
And so literally,
right.
So Mr. Mark Benson and his family, his wife, they blessed us. Yes, they blessed us indeed, and brought that van to Marquise. And so I tried to do my dead level best to take care of it, because it has been a true blessing to me. And so I've had several people ask me, hey, how'd you get your van? Because when people are in need, and then when they investigate and see how much these vans cost, and it is very costly, how did y'all do that? And I would say, listen, I've done the research. I know how it looks. Even the resurfaced used ones are expensive. And so I said, but God blessed us in such a way that blew my mind, and had my mom just screaming and shouting in the street when we took it to her. Hold on, I'm gonna let you tell it. So she just screaming and shouting in the street when we showed up, because I had test driven so many, and just trying to get a feel for what the particular type that we needed and what would work for his chair. And so when we pulled up that particular day to the house in the van, and she just thought we were just test driving another van. And so then when I showed her the title, when she looked, my mama did a whole dance and scream and shout in the street, because she was like, look at God. And I said, exactly, all God. And so I remind Marquise, God will not leave you nor forsake you. He will not fail you. And so no matter what it looks like, we just got to hold on to that. And so my, I would say my biggest task in being his mama, even if he did not have developmental disabilities, is to share our faith, and so the next generation with him, so that he has his own level of faith and grows his relationship with God. And so I feel like even in this season, with him struggling with accepting I don't have a job right now, or having to wait to see what happens, I feel like this is an opportunity for him to grow in his faith. Right. And so my job is just to keep giving him that portion of the word. And so recently, my friend has been telling him, if you don't pray, don't worry. If you don't worry, don't pray. Because the two don't go together. Absolutely. And so sometimes when he gets a little frustrated, he'll remind me, he'll say, Mama, I know. Don't pray, don't worry. Don't pray. And so those kind of things. Yeah. And as far as doing tasks and getting through life, and us having to reestablish different guidelines and requirements and things, however it will work for us, Marquise, I've always taught him Philippians 4:13. That was the number one scripture that I have given him all of his life. You want to quote it? You want to tell him what it says?
Oh, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ Jesus, who strengthens me.
Yeah. So when he was little, I would say, who makes me strong? And so the thing is, we may do it differently, but we still do it. And God will give us the strength to get it done. And so no matter what that looks like, we're just going to power through. And so I probably sometimes overuse that scripture as a mama, powering through instead of taking a break. But it has worked for me to a certain, well, it has worked for me in every aspect, but I use that to help him have a level of faith. And so the other thing I would share about that, when I spoke to my pastor, because Marquise wants to be baptized. So you grow up in a household of faith, and you grow up with a family members in the ministry and a mama that's in the ministry that tries her best to make sure that every generation that she sees and touches has a relationship with God and understands salvation. Mm-hmm. So Marquise was no different, and he was cutting no slack because he had developmental disability. That baby needed to know. And so he was in church with us all the time, and he understood. And so when she talked to him and knew that he had a good, firm understanding about the plan of salvation, and that was our faith walk, so we decided, Marquise says, I want to be baptized. And so we tried to get that done prior to COVID, and it didn't happen. And so as soon as things opened back up and we're back in church, our pastor where we are right now, he said, not a problem. So my question was, well, how do we get it done with him being in a wheelchair and everything? So they talked about the different techniques and where the sprinkling of the head came from. That's a whole other subject. But the point is, the process was done. And so when I talked to our pastor about it, and I said, I know that he understands because he's able to quote it back to me, to give it back to me in a level of understanding. And I said, but because I've worked in special populations for 8 years, and we have other individuals that can't necessarily articulate it back to me so that I know that they actually understand, how does that work? And he said, God created us. He creates his own. He has a way of communicating. He said, I guarantee you, if Marquis is able to give it back to you to a level of understanding, he says, even the people that cannot articulate it, he said, he does not forget his own. He says, they're fine. And so, Marquis was able to be baptized by our pastor and his grandma.
When I started work at Aquanunda, I told him about it, when we get out of church one Sunday. So I told him I started work, and he was like, whoa. It's just the way he said it. He was so happy about me.
So we got a good support system. Our church family has been really good. Shout out to Living Hope. Pastor David Hope. Yeah. Yeah.
Miss Precious.
Yeah.
You are a fashion icon.
I don't know about the icon, but
Oh, God.
I like to play in clothes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where and how did you get started? I mean, posting the outfits and that. What made you do that?
Okay, so the true backstory to the portion that you all see today, I've been transitioning over the last 2.5 years, and so I've lost 100 pounds. And so thank God for that, because I've been down the road many times, and hit the wall. It worked, it didn't work. I like to eat. I like to cook. So I had to, just kind of get a grip on that, those things. But because I had lost so much weight, and I was trying to make my clothes work, because I wanted to keep my stuff. I like my things. And it wasn't working. I was like, you need to get rid of that stuff. Those things are sagging on me. So I thought, well, okay, I'm just going to go on Facebook Live. Everybody else is doing it. Let me see what happens. And so, of course, you want the piece to look nice when you're trying to sell it. And so I would style it. And that's kind of how that got started. People would see things. And then as I bought other things and dress and stuff, and they said, hey, where'd you get that from? I like the way you did this, that, and that. And I was like, I shop anywhere, everywhere. I mean, I shop from Goodwill to American Thrift, Plato's Closet, Shein, Walmart, you name it. I don't care because I love to thrift.
Yeah.
And so
I
absolutely love to thrift. And so I started creating looks and stuff, and because people would just ask me, hey, where'd you get that? Or will you style this for me? Or show me how you put that together. So it really came from me selling my clothes and just showing how I would style it, to people asking me to do it. And I have a couple of older customers that absolutely don't know how to shop online and don't want to shop online. They don't want to go in the store. And so they will call me and say, hey, what you got in the closet over there? I need such and such and such. Or my pastor's anniversary is coming up and I need to do this. Can you be on the lookout for so-and-so? And so I do those things and offer that service. But styling clothes, my love for clothes and fashion, I think I've always liked clothes, but as a young person, when you are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, and you're the heaviest in your family, and I was, and my sisters are petite and slim, and they're dressing, because my mom, she dresses, but my mom was a seamstress. She's a nurse by trade, but she also sewed, and so she could make me an outfit to match theirs, but she couldn't make everything all the time. And so the challenge was for her to dress me as a young lady and not have me looking old. And so we looked at clothes a lot, and she was very particular to keep me in my place as a child, not looking, older. So I think I started looking at clothes and stuff a little bit differently really early on. My dad loved to dress. He would get so sharp going to church on Sundays, and he said something to me one day about a JCPenney magazine, like looking in there and finding stuff. And so as I grew up, I would look in different magazines and just get kind of inspiration, say, I bet I can do that, or I can recreate a look very similar to that. And so some of those things were, I guess, developing me as a young person. And so I think around 11, my mom's best friend at the time, her work friend, Renee Johnson, she was 6 feet, I'm gonna say 5'11" and a half. She was 6 feet and 300 pounds. Beautiful, absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Face was beat, she wore jewelry and just dressed. And I thought, my God. And I remember saying to my mama one day, I said, my mama be like Nate when I get grown. She said, for real? I said, yeah, I'm gonna be like Nate. And sometimes I would dress, especially if I really put it on. My mom come in, she said, Nate would be so proud of you. She said, that ain't my doing. She said, you just like Nate. And so I often think about Renee. I loved her. She was beautiful, but she became a role model for me without realizing she was a role model for a little fat little girl, as far as being able to dress and put your clothes on. And so as I grew up and worked different places and tried to make it work, I worked at Lane Bryant for a while, so I was able to kind of get into a little bit more fashion and stuff like that. But where I am today, how all of that has evolved, I think all of those pieces were part of the infrastructure for me. But where I am today, I have a lot of style freedom in my head, because I tell people fashion is subjective. To the person that's wearing it.
Absolutely.
What works for you doesn't work for me, but what works for me is okay. And I don't necessarily say anything is wrong. You want to mix patterns? I mix patterns all the time. I love the challenge of it. I do, you see some of my pieces, I do like a little segment of male-made feminine. Meaning I will take a man's dress shirt, tie and vest, 2 ties, and bow tie that thing up and throw my jewelry on with his hair up on top of my head. Made of what? Because I know that there are pieces that are indicative of a man, but I can put it together and it works fine for a woman. And so I posted a couple of weeks ago, probably about 20 pictures or so of me doing that with different pieces, and not to offend anybody else or what they have going on. What I said was, I am very clear about my sexuality and my preferences, but I can rock these men's clothes. And I know that I can. And so I have people that don't like dresses. It's too feminine for them, but they'll say, hey, case in point, which is the ladies dressing, they'll say, hey, I like the fact that you put on a vest and t-shirt and tennis shoes and you make it work and you can make it feminine. It's not so overly feminine, but then it doesn't look like you got on men's clothes. So I like that creative area right there. So I just play with it. I push the envelope, and my hashtag is, this is me, all of me, big pretty me. I did it, my style, my way. And so I live by that, unconditionally, unapologetically me. I got one life to live. And if God has given me all this creativity and opportunity to do these things, I can't get to heaven and be like, well, I didn't have a chance. He said, why you did it? I gave you all those days.
Absolutely.
Use what you got and share it. And so it's fun for me. My mom said I live in a closet. It's fun for me.
We go to Goodwill
And what's the other? What's our favorite?
Great American.
Yeah, Marquis like
that's all fun.
Yeah, Great American. Yeah, and so I would tell people, which I share with people, if you're working on building your particular style, if you don't even know what your style aesthetic is, then why go spend $75 on a particular sweater or to buy barrel jeans? You may not even really like the way barrel jeans look on you, but you can go to the thrift store and you probably can find a pair of barrel jeans for $10, $12. Try them, see if you like them. Then you can build on that and say, okay, now I'm willing to go and pay free people $45 for, whatever that may be. So play with it a little bit, and but you can also go in there and find slap brand new pieces. I do it all the time.
Sometimes when I go, I like to get like they polos.
Yeah.
Me too.
Me too. Yeah.
I got a fresh one right now. I'm hoping it's cold enough this weekend to put on.
Yeah, they shop it out. You can find good things. So, I love it. So I always tell people, just work on you, figure out what your style aesthetic is, what you actually like, and build around that. And so if you don't like skirts, find the style of pant that works best for you and build on that. Get your 3-4 pair in different colors, get your basic tops, mix and match it. And I am the queen of accessories. Y'all hear me say that?
Yes.
I did sell jewelry for paparazzi for years, and so I have hundreds of pieces of jewelry, and I wear them all the time. But I love hats and scarves and funky socks and fishnet pantyhose and all of those things that people are like, oh my God, you wear every day. And so one of the greatest compliments for me was about a year or so ago, one of my students said to me, she said, they call me Miss JP at school. She said, Miss JP, you put on every day. I said, every day I'm above ground. Meaning, and it's not over the top stuff, but that particular day I simply had on a pair of linen pants, a print screen t-shirt, and some sandals, but I had on my jewelry and had my hair up on, I was pulled up on top of my head. And I said, this is not really dressed up, baby. I said, but I am clean and coordinated. And I said, you can do the same thing. And so for me, she was a little chunky girl, and she reminded me a lot of myself. And I said, well, if I can inspire one person to care about the way they look, not necessarily the fashion thing, but just to say, hey, my teacher was plus size and she looked nice every day, I can do it too. Because essentially, that's what Renee did for me. At 6 feet and 300 pounds, that's what I saw. I saw me in an adult state that I could be able to do it. And so, I like that part of it, but I just do it for me. And I know people may think otherwise, and that's okay. They're most definitely entitled to their opinion.
I like watching you put together some of the
Creator.
Okay. Mama said, you push the envelope, don't you? I said push it every time. But that's just me. That's what I like to do. And so that's part of being, I guess, that's the artistic part of my brain. Yeah. But I enjoy it.
Marquis, you like to sing, don't you?
Yeah, I like to sing. I like to listen to, I put on like R&B, I like gospel. I like gospel. Sometimes my favorite, not R&B, but my favorite, I like gospel music. But I like Fred Hammond.
Right, that's one of my boys.
And I sometimes I used to play it on the way to church, and my mom be looking at me like, really?
Again,
jamming out.
Sometimes she be looking at me like, now we outside in the Bronx like at church. She be looking at me like, really? So we we'll sing it. Sometimes when she going live, and she'll sing with me.
Well, how about for us to wrap this thing up? You sing for it.
Let me.
If you don't feel like it, it's okay. But not tonight. Okay. I
used to when we used to go to when we did I was on the what's that what's the name of that ministry at Rainbow? What I did for them, you did the mime dancing with Patrick.
Okay.
Patrick McCrary and his brothers. Yeah, they used to mime dance, and so we got a chance to do that with them. So why don't you finish with telling them who you got a chance to go see backstage, went to the concert, and all the things, because he's a fan of gospel music.
I want to go see Mary Mary. I love Mary.
Okay. All right.
So
you went backstage?
Yeah. So my sister Vanessa researched, and they have different kid network, different things, organizations where they would give kids like opportunities to go and do different things. And so he'd already gone to Disney World, so that wasn't really like on our list. But his thing was he loved Mary Mary, and so they came to Atlanta to, I think it's DTL or something like that, one of the stores, and they got a chance to meet him briefly. But she wanted him to actually get a chance to go to the concert and stuff like that. And so she, Children's Network, whatever the thing is, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but she did the application and everything and put it in for like a Make-A-Wish Foundation type situation. And it was, she put out that he wanted to see Mary. And so when they finally contacted us, and it was less than a year, they contacted us and said, hey, they're coming to Atlanta, they're going to do a concert. We would like to give Marquis tickets to the concert and to backstage lunch with them. We stayed at the Omni Hotel, I think it was, the CNN something. We stayed at a nice place there, and he had tickets to the Atlanta Zoo, the Kids Museum. It was a lot of things that was in the package.
Wow.
But the greatest thing was he got a chance to see Mary, meet them, take pictures, and have lunch. And so, now he could have easily said, well, I want to see Mary J. because he likes Mary J. as well.
Yeah.
But I thought it was such a blessing that he got a chance to meet Tina and Eric.
And then they took me to the restaurant to Ted Montana.
Yeah, Ted Montana and had. So he was king.
That's all right.
I tell people all the time with him, I know that Marquis has favor on his life. And so there have been times and situations, things where I wouldn't say my faith was wavering, but it was getting tight. And so there are times when I pray and I say, God, if you can't do it for me, or if you're not going to do it for me, do it for Marquis. Because I know that he has favor with you. And so he always reminds me and say, I'm going to do it for you as well. But yes, we recognize that Marquis he definitely has favor on his life. And so a lot of great things have happened for him. And so I try to teach him we're going to pay it forward. And in doing that, last thing, because we're the talkers, share. What do we do? Well, we've done it more than one time, but most recently in January, what did we do over on the east side?
Oh, we went to go feed the homeless.
Yeah, so not necessarily the homeless, but we'll go and pass out, food. And so that's something that our family likes to do that Marquis wanted to keep my daddy's memory alive. And so sometimes we'll go fix sandwiches.
Sometimes we did. When we went over to the homeless, we took like vegetable soup and like cornbread.
Mm-hmm.
We took that.
That's all.
So that's important to him.
Yes.
I was trying to teach him, hey, we are blessed, and we may not have actual cash money to put back in people's hands, or we can't feed anybody a van or a vehicle or anything like that. But we can fix a meal, and give back and do different things like that. And so I think it's important, no matter what.
And some like one Sunday, one back in the spring, our church, they was cooking on the grill when we got there one Sunday. They had like chicken and pasta salad.
We had all the things.
I mean,
and they give back.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying.
It's just important. For him, it's important for me and important for him as well to know that no matter what your lot is in life, no matter what is going on, hey, these are just parts of being a responsible adult and a giving person. It doesn't matter, I have this good, I can't give that. That's a lie. You have something to give. You have breath in your body. You have something to give. And so, because he can pack lunch bags, he has volunteered at Council on Aging. He can do that. And so he helped fix lunch bags, and we pass them out, down in the shelter and stuff like that. And he does, what do you do at church? What do we do at church when we help?
I do
I
write on the beds, like sometimes I put like a star, whatever it is.
We decorate the outreach bags, and so there's a ministry at our church where they go downtown and do street ministry, but they'll pass out bags with, like different things, toiletries and snacks and stuff. And so our share of that is, whereas he's not necessarily on the street doing that, but those bags have to be prepared and packed. And so that's his work at church that he does. And so that's the way we came up. And so it's important that he still have a part of that as well.
They had me like, I had did like a little small bottle of hand sanitizer, and I think like crackers, hand sanitizer, a little napkins, so I put them all in the bag.
And hats and gloves.
Oh yeah.
Snacks, yeah. So they fix those bags to give out, and so that is something that he can do. And so once again, paying it forward and doing our part.
And then that's why they was gonna we had some kind of little men's thing. They was gonna help me because I haven't found a job. We get two ladies, they always call. They said it was some kind of men's
And so, again, part of that support team at church, they check on us and see if he's okay and if he needs anything. And so it's been good, but it's good for him to.
One of our members, he checked during the snow, like with one of our members, and they they always check on us.
Yeah. So he understands. Being a man, you have to do certain things.
Absolutely.
He take out trash. That's his job. That ain't my job. But as far as seeing strong men in church and working, and so to have those people obviously do that for him with the van, but then other people to call and check on us during the snow. We had our members call and say, "Hey, I know it's just you and Marquis over there. Y'all need anything? You know, you need to go and get things." We were good. But then I told Marquis, I said, "Hey, that's just good Christian men looking out for us." And so, whereas nobody has to sit him down and teach an actual lesson, the lesson is in knowing, hey, this is what men do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he is still ever developing and learning, and so I just do my part to try to expose him to the good stuff.
Absolutely. We thank y'all.
Certainly.
We thank y'all. We thank y'all for this opportunity. We thank y'all for this conversation. We thank y'all for this knowledge. We thank y'all for making us aware, more aware. Thank y'all.
You're welcome.
Brother Marquis, you are amazing.
Thank you.
You are an amazing young man. I am so delighted to meet you. And yeah, you have an amazing mother. You have an amazing support system. And I thank y'all.
Well, thank you for having us, allowing us to share.
Absolutely.
I'm hoping that any of the information, all the information, will help somebody else because, again, I recognize it's an entire population that sometimes is overlooked. And these are God's people. They are not to be overlooked.
Absolutely.
They have their places as well.
Absolutely. Amen. This has been amazing. This has been food for the soul. It's some of the good old chicken noodle soup. That's what this is.
Yeah.
This has been some chicken noodle soup with some herbs. Yeah, that's my mama. She made fun of them. Make some chicken noodle soup. It's gonna be some herbs. And you feel better. Yeah, you gotta have your orange juice to help you feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes indeed.
Yeah.
But like I say, thank you. We're gonna get ready to get up out of here. This game called life is a series of moments. The past is just that, the past. Learn from it and be thankful for it. The future, prepare for it. It's coming. Let's get to the next one. The present, it is a gift. Enjoy the journey. Take pictures, but most importantly, thank God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm glad you hit that part because every day I get up, I tell him every day, I thank you. Like my prayer have always been, and my prayer always every day is cover us, our home, and everything.
Thank you. Cover our home.
Amen. Me too. Me too. I try to make sure I cover my home, cover my kids, cover my family, my loved ones, friends, and even my enemies. So I agree with you, Mark. It's time to clean the clippers. We gonna sweep these floors. I'm not cleaning no damn bathroom. They gonna be ready for y'all when y'all get here next week. In the words of Rita Lawson's son, "Oh Double Jack, the shop is closed."
We're talking randomly. Talking random. We're talking randomly. Talking random.